it's Miss Kristina bringing up Pete the Cat story time. Are you ready? Me too. Okay, it's time for a story. Now we're going to read Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues, written by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete and the gang had a great day. They'd been at the beach, surf and sun, and tons of fun. But when the sun went down, they didn't want the fun to end. Pete, he had an idea. Hey, how about a sleepover? More time for tons of fun. Groovy. Pete's place. Let's go. The party was far out, but they knew they couldn't stay up all night. The gang decided it was time to say goodnight. On went the pajamas and out went the light. Good night, Gus. Good night, alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete was just about to catch some Z's when clap, clap, clap. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Grumpy Toad. I don't want to go to bed. I want to clap instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to get to bed. Good night, Gus. Good night, alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Time to sleep. Pete tried again to catch some Z's when rat-a-tat-tat. Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Gus, the platypus. I don't want to go to bed. I want to jam instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Time to sleep. Good night, Gus. Good night, alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete closed his eyes to catch some Z's when he heard. What do you think he's going to hear? Munch, munch, munch. Pete had a hunch. It was alligator. He was always up for eating. What could Pete do? All the clapping and rat-a-tat-tang and munching was giving him the bedtime blues. Pete had a groovy idea. He got out his favorite bedtime story and started to read, first to himself and then to the gang. Pete noticed it was finally quiet. No more clapping, no more rat-a-tat-tang, and no more munching. They all settled down. No one made a sound. Pete yawned and turned off the light. Good night. Sleep tight. Time to catch some Z's. Tomorrow was another day for surfing, sun, and tons of fun. The end. Okay, it's time for a song. And this time we're going to do our ABCs. Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Good job. Okay, it's time for a story. And now we're going to read Pete the Cat and the New Guy, written by Kimberly and James Dean. It was Sunday, and Pete's friends had come to play. They were rocking to a new song when, beep, 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 there was a noise coming from across the street. Wise Old Owl had a view from his tree. Pete said, "Hey, Owl, what do you see?" Owl said, "All I see are green shoes and a red hat." Pete answered, "Sounds like my kind of cat." Pete could not imagine who this new guy could be. I really hope it's a new friend for me. On Monday, Pete wanted to say hi, but he was feeling kind of shy. So we just rode by and by and by Until finally Pete got to meet the new guy. Pete said, "I've never met anyone quite like you. You seem like a duck. And a beaver too." The new guy said to Pete, "Hi, my name is Gus. Glad to meet you. I'm a platypus." Pete said, "You're not like me, and I'm not like you. But I think being different is really very cool." On Tuesday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. They came to Squirrel, who was playing in a tree. "Hi, Gus," said Squirrel. "Climbing is easy. Try it and see." Gus gave the tree a try, but the branch was way too high. "I wish I could climb like you, but climbing is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad. Don't be blue. There is something everyone can do." On Wednesday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. They came to Pete's friend, Grumpy Toad, who said, "Come play leapfrog with me. Jumping is easy. Try and see." Gus jumped and leaped, but he couldn't get over Toad or Pete. "I wish I could jump like you, but jumping is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad. Don't be blue. There is something everyone can do." On Thursday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. Soon they saw Octopus, who said, "Come juggle with me. Juggling is easy. Try and see." "I wish I could juggle like you, but juggling is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad. Don't be blue. There's something everyone can do." On Friday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. Gus said, I can't juggle or jump or climb a tree. It's no fun around here for me." On Saturday, Pete hoped Gus would come out to play. "I wish Gus wasn't sad. I wish Gus wasn't blue. I wish there was something we could do." Just then, Pete heard a groovy sound. It was coming from across the street. Gus was rocking to his own beat. Sweet! Pete said, "Check out Gus the platypus. He found something cool he can do with us." Tap, 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 thump, thump, thump. Thump, tap, tap, thump, thump, tap, tap. He's not sad. He's not blue. Gus found something that everyone can do. The end. Okay, it's time for a song. And let's do Baa Baa Black Sheep. You ready? Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Good job.
And now it's time for a craft. Today we're going to be making a paper plate Pete the Cat created by Mesa Library. And here's their website to see the other fun things that they've created. Now, first things first, we will need a paper plate, of course, yellow, white, black, and blue paper or white paper, and we can color it in these colors. Some blue paint, glue, and scissors. Our first step is going to be painting that paper plate blue and then letting it dry. Next, we're going to cut out 2 triangles for ears with the blue paper. We're going to cut out 2 large half circles with yellow paper, 2 medium of black paper, and 2 small with white paper for the eyes. And here's an example of drawing out your shapes so you can cut them out. Next, we're going to cut 4 super skinny rectangles of black paper for our whiskers. Next, we can cut out a teeny tiny triangle of white paper for our nose. And now we'll have all of the shapes we need in order to create our Pete the Cat. So once we have that and we have a dry paper plate, we can glue them all on and we will have our paper plate Pete the Cat all done. Well, that's it for today, but we have so many virtual story times, almost 100 just waiting for you on our YouTube channel, or go to cityofcorona.com/library for all of our additional e-media. We also have our Click, Park, and Pickup, which is so fast and so easy. And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. See you next time.